Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. On this episode, a replay analysis for K2. He of many numbers and only one letter from the clan Shift. In his Tier 9 Tortoise, which is a Tier 9 British TD. Casemate TD, one of the better TDs in the game, actually. Pretty good firepower, not much mobility, decent armor. Can be bad armor depending on what you're facing and whether you get flanked or not. But we're going to see a pretty good game out of K2 on Karelia. He's on the defense of an assault map. One of the themes I have quite often is that on this map you need to get up in their face and get them dead. But of course there's always exceptions to everything, and in this case you've got a tank that's not especially great at pushing. It can be late game pretty devastating, especially if you still have some hit points, but as far as trundling right up to the northeast hill or up to the southwest hill in your Tortoise is probably not the best idea. So we're going to see how K2 manages his battle on Karelia as a defensive TD. And I will say that while I often harp that this is not a defensive game and you don't sit behind the rocks and camp, in the right situation it can work out as long as you're also aggressive and react to the flow of the battle. Alright, aggressive and react. So you can be aggressive, carefully aggressive from the back of the map, or near the back of the map. You'll notice that he's not all the way in the back, hiding behind a rock. He actually moves up where he can be effective early on. Takes a shot there. We got two guys getting, I don't know what these guys' plan is right here, but they're getting a little bit crazy. T49 or 69, whatever that is, gets absolutely rocked. The 416 joined him, but is now hiding because he got crushed by everything in sight. So he's doing that support thing, right? He's got some shots. He's looking for shots. He sees some guys over here. He comes around. What I will tell you to be very careful about here, K2, is you're doing a great job, but man, you are well out in the open. If anybody from their top sniper spot ends up seeing you, you're in big trouble. And the Bat Chat 12T is probably going to be the culprit as far as finding you. And you can see that the Tortoise is just buttering through this Chrysler's armor, even though it's got great armor. And I can't tell if he got into the side or maybe he got into the turret ring or something there, but in any event, he's doing some good damage on him. Now there he is spotted, so he's got to be careful. You can see he squares up his armor. Boom, there's a T-34. That guy happens to be up on the hill though, and now he's noticing that the Bat Chat has pushed into right there. So that can be very dangerous. The Bat Chat's up in front of him. You've got a lot of guys camping and humping rocks back here, and really somebody's got to do something about it. And this is what I appreciate about what K2 is doing here. So while I'm not stoked about him camping, I do understand that it is kind of a tank that excels at that. And when he sees a situation like this, he just comes down here and fixes it, right? He takes a hit from the 34. There goes the WZ. Now there is a danger because obviously there's a lot of guys shooting at him, but he's got that armor going on. And it is difficult to aim at weak spots that far away. And he just gets down in there and gets rid of the 12T. And as a matter of fact, he's got the enemy Tortoise shooting HE at him now. I guess he's pretty lucky it didn't get into his back deck right there. Another bounce. And now he's just going to back up here and see what he can do to support his team. Now the scouts there, those guys who are camping up on the hill, no longer have any lights to shoot him. And that's exactly what needed to have happen right there. Needed to have happen? Exactly what he needed to have happen. Alright, so he blasts the E100, nicely done. There's still a 4502. Now this is bad, right? So as soon as he got lit, he actually squares up to where he knows the main threat's going to be. Takes a bit of a chance here though, because he goes right back to sideways. He's trying to get in here and help with this guy. Ooh, I think he hit his own guy right there. Yep, he hit an ally. So be careful about that stuff, man. And the thing about that shot is those guys were more than likely going to handle him no problem. He was tracked and there was two of them surrounding him, so it was one of those situations where you didn't really need to shoot in there. And you said sorry, so I think you pretty much immediately understand it. But we all need to be very careful when we're in those situations. I do it myself. Get a little greedy, think you can sneak a shot in there and you end up popping your own friend. And nice job taking down the T-34 right there. You did get spotted earlier. They must have been busy shooting somebody else. Or maybe you went dark pretty quickly afterwards. Now we've got an E100 and an IS-3. You'll notice that the azimuth that this thing can fire is pretty good. Meaning that he can come out kind of sideways or at a good angle. You're You're going to rely on auto-aim here quite a bit, which is something that's dangerous, especially in the situation you found yourself in right there. Probably could have got a shot on that IS-3, and that T-50-51 just absolutely ruins your day with that circle and somehow ends up living. And he becomes a thorn in your team's side for the rest of the game. There's another shot. The Tortoise just had a bit of your front, I think, front sprocket right there. So watch the auto-aim. I don't think you really needed it, actually, on that IS-3. If you'd have zoomed in on that guy, because he'd already fired, I think, you'd have definitely had a better aim shot. Pop that one in there, make him shoot, he misses. Now he's going to try to get away. Just, oh, yep. Again, maybe rushing shots. I think what you're worried about is you don't want to poke your front around too much and let that JPZ get a shot, and that's a valid consideration for sure. Oh, there's the Tortoise. So nice job. You're going to turn around. Let's see what we can do with this guy. And he's hanging off the back edge, it looks like, of that hill back there. So he's... Oh, no, he's not at the back edge. He's actually trying to get up and around that rock. And that's what's happening. He's being pushed by the 110. And I actually like that. That JPZ started coming around behind you. You just stopped to take out the T-50. That was a gutsy move. Hopefully you did that on purpose and did not fail to recognize the JPZ coming. The other good news is that you've got enough guys over here keeping him honest that he wasn't too interested in just pushing around the corner. I think he actually might have taken a shot at somebody else. So this is a trick. You're definitely a one-shot to him. A little late on the shot. Now watch this, guys. This is some good SA and tanking right there. He puts a shot into his front sprocket, forces him to use the repair kit. The JPC decides to take down the 110-4, which was a better shot, but that allows a relatively fast reloading Tortoise to put another shot into his sprocket, and because he's already burned his kit, he can't get away. So it's a pretty textbook right there. Nice job also with the T-50-51. Just moving just enough to spoil his shot, bounced a couple shots from him, and we're able to put him down. Now you're going to lose a kill right here. Actually, I think you end up getting it, but it's going to take you a while to do it. Or maybe you don't, I don't remember. But you're going to auto-aim this guy. Man, I just aimed. He fired. Just aim in on him and take him down. Just stop right there. Aim in on his pike nose, because he was flat plating that a little bit to you, and just take him down. Kind of the same thing right here. You're really just sort of relying on auto-aim and third person. I think you probably could have had that kill, but nice job, man. 6 kills, 5,400, 2,400 bounced, and 434. I'll spit it out in a minute. Assisted. So a pretty good example of if you are going to camp behind rocks back at the cap, at least react to the flow of the battle, and when it does come time for you to do something, as in you're the guy who has to get it done, go ahead and get it done. Because what you see a lot is people are going to get behind one of those rocks and they're going to lock down a lane. For example, you'll get a TD that'll sit right here at C1 and he'll look this way the whole game. It won't matter what the hell is going on around him. It won't matter that there's guys pushing in the middle. It won't matter that they're having a big scrum. He's just staring down here trying to get that one last tank that he saw, 2 minutes ago. Who, oh, by the way, is probably now lit over here and completely moved away from there. And that's the kind of camping that really just kills your team. If you're going to take up a good position, a fairly forward aggressive camping position, which I know doesn't really sound correct, but yeah, I think you understand what I mean. At least be willing to react to the flow, get your tank out there, and do what you got to do. And then you can have good games like this as well. So nice job there, K2. Thanks for sending it in. I hope everybody liked what they saw and learned something. If you did, make sure you subscribe. Keep the replays coming. If there's something you want me to analyze or just have a question about a certain replay or you want me to do a video on it, let me know. And as always, we will see you.